Welcome back to Mornings on 2. We have a developing story. Our top story this morning, protests between pro-Palestine and pro-Israel groups turned violent overnight on the campus of UCLA. You're looking at some of that video right now. It took hours, but law enforcement finally arrived on campus to try to restore order. Now, we want to check in with reporter Mario Ramirez, joining us live from Los Angeles with the latest developments. Good morning, Mario. Let us know where you are and what the situation is right now.
Pam, good morning to you. We're at UCLA's Westwood campus here, and we're on the south side of campus near the School of Law. I want to show you first where the demonstration is happening that we've been covering since Thursday of last week. Well, the recent demonstration here overnight included about 100 to 200 people, and that is where they've been gathered. The quad just outside of Royce Hall. Early Thursday morning, they started setting up dozens of tents, supply tables, and they encouraged people to come out and join in this pro-Palestinian demonstration. Now, shortly after they were set up, they were met with counter demonstrations, and things have been getting more and more heated day by day between those dueling demonstrators. And what you're looking at here, a little farther down to the south of campus, is the police response. We just saw a lot of LAPD vehicles leaving the scene and more sheriff's vehicles arriving, a total of at least 4 agencies in response to the violence that broke out here from these protesters. Now, we have some video showing you some of that activity. We can tell you that at the request of UCLA, the LAPD did send units to help the university's public safety department, the public safety team, and they were overwhelmed. At one point, the LAPD deployed its helicopter up above to keep an eye on the crowds. The department says that response came after multiple reports of violence within the large encampment on the campus that has been set up since late last week. Security was already ramped up because of the tension here between some of those groups. And shortly after the LAPD's response, we also saw California Highway Patrol officers arriving on campus in riot gear. And we spoke to a guy a short time ago who says he was reporting for the Daily Bruin, that's the student-run newspaper here on campus, when he says he and his editor were attacked by a group of 6. So things are heated. We can tell you on campus that no one appears to have been taken into custody or arrested by law enforcement. And we also spoke to students who say they're a bit surprised and disappointed by the delay in the response. That violence, those few fights and scuffles that we saw in the crowd, that went on for hours before they saw law enforcement arrive here, and that's when things started to calm down. But the demonstration continues, and the law enforcement is standing by here on campus. That's the latest here in Westwood. Pam, send it back to you.
Mario, really quick before you go, also because I know the campus, that campus, UCLA up here across the country, they've been trying to allow peaceful protests and demonstrations. This has certainly turned into something much more. They've constructed, camps and buildings, and they're obstructing students and the university's business, as well as creating a safety issue. So is there word that they will try to completely clear the protest from campus?
Well, it seems like they're getting more and more strict. They're giving out a warning that anyone who is not affiliated with the school, who is taking part, could face misdemeanor charges, and students could be suspended if they are caught in that activity, that violent activity. But we can tell you this is a public access school, so unlike other college campuses here locally like USC, a private campus with gates surrounding it, people are allowed to come and peacefully assemble here on campus. So it's really been a tough line to distinguish when they can't allow people here on campus to demonstrate like they have been. But as the days go on, it does seem to be getting more and more violent.
All right. We'll certainly keep an eye on this. Thank you for that live report from the UCLA campus. We'll continue to see, certainly as classes begin this morning. Might be a different story, Mario. Thank you. We'll check in with you later, and stay with us as